Hello everyone! I haven't shown a Hou Yifan game yet on my channel, and I think you'll really enjoy this one. Hou Yifan was, well, for the most part of her life considered to be a prodigy. She was the youngest player ever to play in the FIDE World Championship for Women when she was 12 years old. She got her Women Grandmaster title when she was 13 and her International Grandmaster title when she was 14 years old. And she was World Champion 3 times. And ever since her loud protest in Gibraltar last year, I don't think she'll be playing women-only championships probably ever again after she resigned that game in I believe it was 5 moves. But this game was played in 2014 in the Women's Grand Prix Championship organized by FIDE, and Hou Yifan with the white pieces is playing against Nana Dzagnidze, also a very strong grandmaster. So we have e4, c5, knight to f3, e6, the Sicilian defense, d4, c captures on d4, knight captures on d4, and now a6, the Khan variation. And one other thing about this game I really enjoyed because Nana didn't really do any mistakes that could be considered to be blunders. But it's just that every move Yifan made was just a little bit stronger, and in the end it culminated into a beautiful attack. So let's continue the game. We have c4, the Maroczy bind, knight to f6, knight to c3, and queen to c7. And bishop to e2 now. We have b6, Yifan castles, and bishop to b7, developing that light square bishop and attacking the e4 pawn. So Yifan defends it, queen to d3, we have knight to c6, and okay, black developed a knight, and well, there are ideas of knight to b4 and knight to e5, which would kind of harass the queen on d3. So Yifan decides to exchange the knights. Knight captures on c6 and d captures on c6, making room for that rook to grab an open d file. Yifan plays f4, and we have bishop to c5 with tempo on the king being check, so black can castle safely. We have king to h1, and now Nana castles. We have e5 by Hou Yifan attacking that knight, and now first rook a to d8 with a tempo on the queen. And Yifan plays queen to h3. So the knight has to move since it's attacked, knight to d7, and now we have knight to e4. And you see, this is a very interesting point. Even though this bishop was developed with tempo, with a check on the king, and the black king went safely to castle, now this knight gets a tempo on the bishop, this positioned very nicely on e4, because black definitely doesn't want to exchange this bishop for a knight. So white wins the tempo back. We have bishop to e7, and now bishop to d3. And already this position is, well, it's enjoyable for white. There are some threats here on this h7 square. For example, black would really enjoy playing knight to c5 here, for example, attacking this bishop and this strong knight, but this loses immediately to knight to f6 check, and whatever black plays, either capturing the knight or moving the king, it's, well, let's say g captures on f6, simply queen to h7 checkmate. So black has to first protect against threats like this, and Nana plays g6. We have b3. Probably the only thing Yifan has to do is figure out a way how to develop this dark square bishop. We have c5, and now bishop to b2, and Nana captures, bishop captures on e4. And it was very important to capture this knight, because if black were to continue the game with something like b5, then knight to f6 check, bishop captures on f6, e captures on f6, and this is a very unpleasant position for black, as the queen is ready to jump to h6, and black would have to further weaken his position with h5 or something, just, you know, to play on. So after bishop to b2, Nana decided to capture this knight on e4. And okay, I mean, the bishop on b7 is pretty strong, but the knight on e4 is also preparing to become really strong. So we have bishop captures on e4, and now bishop captures on e4. And this is, well, kind of a critical moment in the game. The move black had to play here was f5, but you know, it's pretty hard to commit to a move like this if you don't really see why you should play it. So she continued with b5, and this gives Yifan the opportunity to execute a brilliant attack. She plays f5. And okay, what's the idea here? Of course, she wants to bust open the king's side, and but this does seem like it's losing a pawn. And black doesn't want to capture with the g pawn, you know, to open up his king, so definitely he will capture, she will capture with the e pawn. but this allows rook captures on f5. And the rook cannot be captured. If the rook is captured, then queen to f5, and there is no way to defend queen captures on h7. So Nana tries queen to b6, now defending this g7 pawn and also protecting the 6th rank. But Yifan plays queen to h6, and this is a very dangerous move for black, as the threat here is rook to h5 with an unstoppable checkmate. If the rook is captured, then simply queen captures on h7 because the bishop is now also attacking it. So the rook must be captured. We have g captures on f5, and now Nana opened up the attack on the queen on h6. This was also part of her plan by playing queen to b6. But here, a very nice continuation by Hou Yifan. She plays e6. And, well, it doesn't matter that it attacks the knight. The real threat is queen to g7 checkmate, as now this bishop is extremely strong on this diagonal. So Nana tries to defend with knight to f6, and now Yifan plays queen to g5, and in this position Nana resigned. Because what's the threat? Well, it's actually an unstoppable checkmate in 5 moves. After queen to g5 and king to h8, you have bishop captures on f6 with check. Only move is bishop captures on f6. And now not capturing the bishop with check, but queen captures on f5. And there is no way to defend queen captures h7 checkmate. So yeah, definitely a beautiful game by the 3-time world champion Hou Yifan. And like I said, I really enjoy it because black didn't actually make any mistakes that could be considered blunders. It was just that Hou Yifan played the game, well, superbly. So yeah, and I'm interested, what do you think? Since Hou Yifan is one of the 3 women that were ever in the top 100 chess players in the world, what do you think are her chances, you know, to maybe break through into the top 20 in the world, or maybe even the top 10? So yeah, thank you all for watching. As usual, you can check 2 of my previous videos here, and I'll see you soon.